In this video, I want to talk about something that every artist has done and that might secretly be the reason why your art isn't selling. We all go on social media, primarily Instagram, with an intention to get our art seen and sold. But not many artists know this one thing, and that's the key to actually getting those sales. It's the difference between posting your art and marketing your art. They might look the same. A pretty photo, a caption, maybe a reel, a nice video, but the intention behind them is completely different. One brings you likes from friends and your mom, and the other, though slower, builds an audience of collectors who connect with your values, and those are the people who buy. So today, let's talk about what actually separates the two and how to make that shift. Posting your art is sharing. Marketing your art is communicating. When you post your art, you're simply saying, look what I made. And that's fine. We all do it. You've seen those reels. This took me 30 hours, or painting a landscape today. The content where artists simply show what they made. But marketing goes one layer deeper. It says, here's why I made this. Here's what it represents. And here's what I hope you feel when you see it. For example, let's say you're posting a painting of a lemon still life. And a regular post might say, new painting, 20 by 20 centimeters, oil and panel. A marketing post might say, I went to Sicily with my parents when I was in college, and I still remember those quiet summer mornings, the kind where the sunlight hits the terrace and you suddenly remember to breathe. The same painting, completely different impact. The first one shows your art, and the second one sells the feeling of it. That's the first difference between posting and marketing. One informs, the other connects. Posting attracts followers and marketing builds relationships. Posting is focused on numbers, views, reach, likes, and that does matter. Those numbers do matter, don't get me wrong, but that's not the only thing. Marketing is focused on depth, on trust, on emotion, on conversation. I've seen this with my students. One of them, let's call her Julia, she used to post quick process videos with trending sounds, very popular way to make content. Some of her reels would even get 5, 7, 10,000 views, but comments were coming from other artists, mostly not buyers, or there were no comments at all. So the numbers were good, but they didn't sell. And then after we had a couple of sessions, she started sharing the story of why she paints, how she uses art to cope with anxiety after moving to another country, about things she felt, how certain colors calm her down. She talked about her journey and meaning behind the art. She also started showing herself in the content. It was hard for her. It took some time to get some courage together to open up and talk about personal experiences that are so personal, yeah, but that did make a difference. Suddenly people started commenting things like, this reminds me of my childhood, I can relate to that, I also felt like that, I love how peaceful your work feels. And she started selling, and that's what marketing does. It creates the bridge between your art and someone else's life, someone else's feelings. And while posting is fast, marketing is patient, and that's where a lot of artists unfortunately give up. They post for 3 weeks, let's say, okay, 3 months, yeah, and they see no sales and they think it's not working. But marketing is like planting a garden. It takes time for the seeds to grow. Your goal is to plant seeds every day and water them and nurture them until they actually, grow and start giving you the results. You're building recognition. You're slowly teaching people who you are and what your art stands for. For example, today, when I share a video about tomatoes that I paint, people who followed me for a while, they get it. They don't need any extra explanations. They know the story behind it and that it's tied to Italy, the gratitude and my journey as an artist. But that connection didn't happen overnight. That didn't happen automatically on its own. It happened because I've been consistent in my message for months. So if your art business feels slow, it might not be failing. It just might be growing roots. Keep going, give it time, and keep telling your story. And here's how you can start moving from posting your art to marketing your art. There are 3 small but powerful changes that you can make. Number 1, stop focusing on what you made and start focusing on what it means. Instead of, I finished this new seascape, try, this piece reminds me of those quiet walks by the water when everything feels simple again. That's how you make someone feel what you feel while painting. Number 2, stop trying to sound perfect. Start sounding like you. If your captions sound like you're writing an art magazine essay, people tune out. Don't be too poetic if that prevents people from understanding what you're trying to say. Simplify. You're not writing a book. You're making content. It's meant to be understood quickly. So be yourself. Be conversational. Let your voice come through. Also share small moments, maybe as you paint while your cat is sleeping on your laps, or maybe you show how you clean up your home on a Sunday, like a ritual. Yeah, show your human side. That's what makes people connect to you. And number 3, stop chasing new followers all the time. Take some time to also nurture the ones you already have. Even if only 50 people see your post, imagine standing in a room with 50 people. That's not nothing. That's actually a full gallery. Speak to them, ask questions, invite conversations, learn about your audience. When the growth is slow, focus on connection with those strangers that already came to you. I've worked with artists who were this close to giving up on Instagram. They were posting daily, even got some success with the reels, but they couldn't figure out how to actually make it a strategy, and they didn't get any sales. I have a story about this one artist that I met about 3 years ago online. She came to one of my courses because she was stuck, because she made one reel that brought her a bunch of followers, but she couldn't figure out what actually worked and how to get out of that plateau. So her growth actually stopped at some point, and no matter what she was doing, nothing was changing. So once she shifted to marketing, showing herself, telling stories, building connections, being intentional with her message, talking more about the reasons behind the art, it changed. Her growth started happening and her sales started happening. Today is one of my most successful student cases. Her name is Annika. She lives in Munich, and she is a fantastic artist who is actually selling out every time she releases a painting now. She cut down her hours at her 9-to-5 job, and yeah, she's selling fantastically, making money with the art as we speak. It's my favorite kind of transformation when, instead of just posting your art at the people, you start talking to them and you see the change happening. Most of the time I get to talk to people who already sort of given up. They come to me already barely believing that they can do it, and it takes a while to convince them, and it takes a while to change the mindset and start trying new things. But after a while they see that it was worth it. Collectors begin reaching out. They start getting commissions, and their audience becomes so much warmer, because marketing isn't about going viral. It's about being remembered. It's about connecting your art with the right people. And that's what I help artists do inside the Artpreneur method, to build a content system that attracts collectors naturally without chasing algorithms or trends. So if you're tired of posting and getting nowhere, it's time to change what you're doing. Inside the Artpreneur method, I'll show you how to create clear marketing foundations so your content doesn't just look good, it actually works. This is the same process that helped hundreds of artists go from nobody's buying to consistent real sales. You can find the link to join the waitlist in a pinned comment, and I would love to know which one are you doing more of right now, posting or marketing? And let me know in the comments. And remember, your art deserves to be seen by the right people, so you just have to start showing up with purpose. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again next Wednesday.